A new double champion, Islam Makhachev. Islam, new double champion.
Man, I just want to tell everybody I can fight with anybody in the striking, grappling, wrestling, because I'm not just grappler. I can strike. I strike with Dustin, with Volk.
I've got the skills. I think everyone can give people tough fights. I think if he's not expecting a tough fight, he'll be in for a rude awakening.
He's a good boxer. He's a good fighter, but I know I have better skills.
Press conference for the upcoming showdown between Islam Makhachev and Jack. Della Maddalena took place yesterday, and it delivered exactly what fans were waiting for. The atmosphere was intense from start to finish. With both fighters showing confidence without letting things get out of control, Makhachev remained composed and collected, sticking to his usual calm approach, while JDM made it clear he's not intimidated at all as they head toward their huge matchup.
What do you want the most out of this victory?
I mean, just to retain my belt, it doesn't really matter. I guess the pound for pound is very subjective. It doesn't really mean much. So just going in there, get the win over Islam is the #1 goal.
It's kicked off when someone asked Islam about the face-off. He didn't try to turn it into a dramatic moment. Instead, he casually explained that he didn't notice anything unusual when looking at Jack, just another opponent standing across from him. The answer made it clear that he isn't letting emotions play a role here. For Islam, this fight is strictly business.
Yeah, what did you take away from the face-off with Jack and seeing him for the first time?
I've seen him before in Perth also. Nothing, just see his face, I don't see nothing from the eye. Somebody asks you what you see in his eye. I just see that.
When questions turned toward his strategy, Islam didn't give anything away. He kept it short, saying his primary approach is all he needs. No complicated backup required. What made the moment interesting was how relaxed he seemed while saying it, as if he's already confident about how the fight will unfold. Still, he acknowledged that his team prepared thoroughly for every scenario, just to be ready for whatever comes their way.
I talked to Umar before this fight, and he was saying you have plan A, B, C, D, and the whole alphabet ready for Jack. Do you think you're going to need to go to all those game plans, or do you think plan A is going to work?
I hope I don't need the second plan. The A is going to be work.
It seems.
But if not work, we're training so hard, and anything can happen inside the cage.
He also talked about how tough this training camp has been, mentioning that it might be the most demanding one he's ever had. The bruise around his eye, something he's been showing for weeks, was a reminder of the battles he's gone through behind the scenes. It highlighted that moving up in weight hasn't been some smooth transition. He's had to push himself harder than ever.
We'll be ready.
Yeah, it seems like it was a hard camp. You've had black eyes for a long time now. Is that a sign of how difficult this training was?
Yeah, honestly, it's the hardest camp in my life. I start 3 months before, and
a reporter hinted that he might be in trouble if he couldn't get Jack to the ground. Islam didn't blink. He pushed back on the idea that he's only a grappler, reminding everyone that he's proven he can strike with high-level fighters as well. He pointed out that this sport isn't limited to one skill set. It's mixed martial arts, and that versatility is exactly what makes him such a serious threat. He believes he can handle the fight wherever it goes.
It was a very hard camp.
Yeah. A lot of fighters who are breaking this fight down say that if you can't get the takedowns on Jack consistently, you're not going to be able to win a striking fight. If it does turn into that, where it is stand-up, are you looking forward to proving those people wrong?
Man, I just want to tell everybody I can fight with anybody in the striking, grappling, wrestling, because I'm not just grappler. I can strike. I strike with Dustin, with Volk. He can defend my wrestling, but I will strike and I will try to take him down again. This is not strike.
Reporter mentioned Jack's comment about being the superior mixed martial artist. Islam didn't react with frustration or try to argue. Instead, he gave a slight smile and said that, deep down, nobody truly buys into that claim. He showed respect by praising Jack's boxing ability, but he also made it clear, without raising his voice, that he trusts his own complete skill set more. The confidence in his tone said everything.
There was an interview or something like that where Jack said he said, "I'm a better mixed martial artist and I'm coming to take his pound for pound spot."
I think nobody believes this. He's a good boxer. He's a good fighter, but I know I have better skill.
And it was Jack's turn. When someone asked whether Islam might fade in the later rounds, Jack didn't take the bait or try to stir drama. He simply pointed out that every fighter slows down at some point, and his job is to make sure that moment comes when he wants it to. There was a calm sharpness in the way he said it, the kind of confidence that hints he's preparing to show something new on fight night.
We've also heard that narrative that Islam kind of slows down in the later rounds. Do you think that's kind of a fair assessment, given, he did finish Dustin late in the fight and he did go 5 rounds with Volkanovski?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, everyone sort of slows down in 5 rounds, so yeah, we'll trust the game and we'll slow him down.
Jack didn't put much weight on Islam's statement that no one in the division can truly threaten him. Instead of firing back, he kept it simple. Islam will see for himself soon enough. It was that same steady confidence he carried throughout the press conference. The kind that shows he's more focused on proving everything once the cage door closes than arguing about it on stage.
Graham, when Islam decided to move up in the division, he said he looked at the whole division and he didn't see anybody that can give him a tough fight. What's your response to that?
I mean, we'll see. I think, yeah, I've got the skills. I think I think everyone can give people tough fights. I think if he's not expecting a tough fight, he'll be in for a...
Shifted to Islam's pursuit of legacy and becoming a 2-division champion. Jack didn't pretend the moment was small. He understands exactly what this fight represents: history, prestige, and the type of victory that can redefine an entire career. From the way he spoke, you could sense this isn't just another matchup for him. It carries weight, motivation, and something deeper than a title on the line.
A lot made with Islam coming in here, his shot for history, 2 belts, Anderson Silva's winning streak and everything. Today is the 32-year anniversary of UFC 1. For you, I'm sure you want to be one of the all-time greats as well. How important is winning this fight into what you want to make your career into?
Yeah, massive legacy fight, one of the best guys ever. Regardless of the result, he will go down as one of the greats, so... yeah, it's going to be a pretty good scalp on them.
When pressed on his goals for the fight, Jack kept his answer straightforward. He brushed off discussions about rankings or titles that fans debate online. To him, none of that matters. What's important is getting in the cage, executing his strategy, and walking away with the victory over Islam Makhachev.
What do you want the most out of this victory?
I mean, just to retain my belt, doesn't really matter. I guess the pound for pound is very subjective. It doesn't really mean much. Just going in there, get the win over Islam is the #1 goal.
With both fighters sticking to their strategies, analysts are still weighing in with their predictions. Demetrius Johnson shared his perspective, drawing from his own experience. He highlighted that Islam has faced elite opponents from Volkanovski to Poirier and consistently adapted to the challenge. Now, moving up to his natural weight class, he's stronger, more comfortable, and arguably even more dangerous than before. Johnson's analysis made it clear he holds a lot of respect for Islam's skill and adaptability.
At one point, Islam was going to be fighting Ilia Topuria, but Islam, he already fought the 145-pound champ. He fought Alex Volkanovski. He fought him twice. The first time they fought, people were like, we thought Volkanovski could have won that fight. Then the second time they fought, Islam ended up knocking out Volkanovski. And then Islam would fight Dustin Poirier, beat Dustin Poirier in the back-to-back war fight. Amazing. And then he was supposed to fight Arman Tsarukyan, but Arman Tsarukyan got injured. And then money.
Johnson didn't underestimate Jack Della Maddalena either. He described him as a dark horse, a fighter who quietly accumulates impressive wins without much fanfare. He highlighted Jack's precise striking and noted how his ability to maintain pressure after defending takedowns sets him apart. While many fighters use that moment to reset, Jack keeps advancing. and that relentless forward pace could pose serious challenges for Islam if he stays on his feet.
JDM to me is a dark horse. Why do I say dark horse? He's not very well known unless you follow the UFC like, abandoned, right? Like Guru knows all of his fights before he got to the UFC, where I did not know all his fights he got to the UFC. But the first time I caught my eye on JDM was when he fought Gilbert Burns. He never accepts the position. If Gilbert Burns would take him down, he's always wrestling, he's always grappling. But he has one thing that's a key in his camp, and that is the great savior of jiu-jitsu is Craig Jonesy, right? Craig Jones has been able to jump inside of the Aussie camp and be able to give these guys a good recipe to be able to counter the Dagestani wrestling. But I don't know if it's going to be enough for JDM. But with JDM, he never accepts a position, and he has beautiful, technical, simple hands on the feet. He's very tight. It's no wasted movement. It's very precise, very technical.
That wraps up today's coverage. Stay tuned for more updates, and we'll see you in the next video.